Hi friends, today we have seen a news of Al Jazeera which is saying that Israeli intelligence torturing Palestinian prison. A lawyer says that. Let's see this news. Let's see it and read it. The news is about Israel-Palestine conflict. Israeli intelligence torturing Palestinian prisoners. Lawyers. Detainees are being deprived of food, sleep, and medical help as part of journey of torture, their lawyers allege. Muhammad al-Arda was rearrested. Mahmoud al-Arda was rearrested following his escape from a Gilboa prison in the village of al-Ghanam. Israeli police handouts via Reuters, they said. The news has been told by Zina al-Tahan. Occupied West Bank, 2 of the 4 rearrested Palestinian political prisoners have been told their lawyers they are being subjected to physical, mental abuse and torture by Israeli interrogators in the first meeting they had with them since being taken into custody last week. Lawyers Khalid and Ruslan Mohajjind from the Palestinian Authorities PA Commission of Detainees Affairs defense team met separately with Muhammad and Mahmoud al-Arda on Wednesday after Israeli intelligence services lifted the ban on the prisoners' access to their lawyers 5 days after their rearrest. Khalid Mahane gave an emotional interview on Palestine TV as he left Jalama detention center after seeing his client Muhammad al-Arda, who he said is being deprived of food, sleep and medical care while enduring intensive rounds of interrogations. Muhammad is undergone and is still undergoing a very difficult journey of torture, said Khalid. Upon his arrest, Muhammad was taken to the Nazareth interrogation center where he was interrogated in a very ugly way. There were about 20 intelligence interrogators in a very small room who stripped him, all of his clothes including his undergarments, and forced him to remain naked for several hours. They gave him a shawl later to cover his genitals and then transferred him to the Jalama interrogation center. Cuts and scratches, the lawyer said Israeli forces beat Muhammad during his arrest. His head was beaten to the ground and he is now injured above his right eye. He has not received the medical treatment he needs until this moment. He suffers from cuts and scratches all over his body due to the escape attempt and the Israeli forces manhunt for him and Zakaria Zobedi. Israeli authorities announced the arrest of Muhammad Abdullah al-Arda, 46, and Yaqub Muhammad Qadri, 49, on the southern outskirts of Nazareth late on Friday. Zakaria Zobedi, 46, and Muhammad al-Arda, 39, were arrested nearby early on Saturday in the Palestinian village of Shibli al-Ghanam. The 4 are being held and interrogated in Jalama. They were among 6 men, along with Naif Khamenji, 35, Mundel Anaf, 26, whose whereabouts remain unknown, who broke out of Israel's Gilboa prison at dawn September 6. Round-the-clock interrogations. Khalid Mahajne said 6 Israeli interrogators stood behind Muhammad al-Arda, whose arms, legs were shackled during their meeting. The lawyer said repeatedly asked for the shackles to be removed from Muhammad's arms at least, but the officers refused. According to Khalid, Muhammad was not given food until 4 days after being arrested, and has not slept for more than 10 hours because of consecutive rounds of interrogations. He has been undergoing round-the-clock interrogations since Saturday. He is being interrogated in the late night and early morning hours, said Khalid. He does not see the sun or light or the wind. When I met with him, he asked me whether it was afternoon. He didn't know it was midnight. The lawyers said Muhammad is being held in a cell that does not exceed 2 by 1 square meters, lives under 24-hour surveillance, and is being interrogated by 10 officers every day. In a separate interview, lawyers Ruslan Mahajne, who met with Muhammad al-Arda the same night, said the detainee told him he was undergoing round-the-clock interrogations. And according to a statement by the PA Commission lawyer Avigdor Fieldman, met with Zakaria Zobedi at the noon on Wednesday. It was found that prisoner Zobedi was beaten and abused during his arrest. The prisoner Muhammad al-Arda causing him a broken jaw and 2 broken ribs, the commission said. Zobedi, the statement continued, was transferred to an Israeli hospital and was given painkillers after the arrest, and he suffers from bruises and scratches all over his body as a result of beating and abuse. While the Israeli Supreme Court outlawed the use of torture in 1999, interrogators, particularly the intelligence services, have continued to use violence against Palestinian detainees, which courts have retroactively sanctioned. The 4 prisoners are undergoing interrogations by the Israeli intelligence services in cooperation with the Lahav 443 unit of the police, which lawyers say they last for up to 45 days. The prisoners appeared separately on Saturday before the Israeli magistrate court in Nazareth, which decided to extend their detention until September 19 to complete the interrogation. Trial proceedings. At the court hearing on Saturday, according to the PA Commission, several initial charges were presented against the 4: escape, aiding and abetting in an escape, conspiracy to commit an attack, and membership in a hostile organization and providing services to it. Khalid Mahanje told Al Jazeera after hearing that authorities refused to provide information about the conspiring to commit an attack, allegation claiming the file is secret. In his interview with Palestine TV, Khalid said Muhammad al-Arda is fully rejecting the security allegations that the intelligence is trying to place on him. Muhammad reportedly told Khalid he could have done anything in the 5 days. He was free, but sought for freedom and sought to walk on the streets of occupied 1948 Palestine. Under international law, a prisoner of war who escaped from the prison shall be liable only a disciplinary punishment, meaning 2 additional years should be added to their initial sentence, even if it is a repeated attempt. In previous incidents where Palestinian prisoners escaped from Israeli prisons and were rearrested, several faced punitive measures such as long periods in solitary confinement, but did not receive long sentences. According to lawyers, most Palestinians view detainees in Israeli prisons, which number 4,650 Palestinians, including 200 children and 520 administrative detainees held without trial or charges, as political prisoners who are in detention because of the Israeli military occupation or their resistance to it. Before breaking out the prisoner, 4 of the 6 prisoners had been serving life sentences, while 2 were being held in detention awaiting military trial. Those sentenced were arrested between 1996 and 2006 and had been convicted of carrying out attacks against Israeli military and civilian targets. 5 of them are affiliated with the Palestinian Islamic Jihad group, while 1 is senior member of the armed wing of Fatah, the Palestinian group that dominates the PA. After the prisoner escaped through a tunnel that opened up a few meters beyond the prison wall, Israeli forces launched an enormous manhunt to search for them and arrest some of their family members.